Good morning. I am LUGARD, and today I shall be taking you on constitutional development in Nigeria. And I believe by the end of this study, we'll be able to understand what constitutional development means, be able to identify both the pre-independence constitutions and the post-independence constitutions, and understand all the features therein. Yeah, first of all, we shall start by defining what a constitution is. The constitution can be defined as the fundamental law, written or unwritten, which establishes the character of a government. The constitution defines the basic principles which all citizens must conform to. Now, Nigeria's constitutional development can be divided into two periods. Like I've said earlier, said that the pre-independence constitutions, which cover six instruments from the year 1914 to the year 1960, and we have the post-independence constitutions, which were enacted between the year 1963 and the year 1999. Now, due to the large scope of this study, first of all, we shall be dealing with pre-independence constitution first, and afterwards we shall go on to elaborate on post-independent constitutions. Now, pre-independent constitution started with the 1914 FEDERICK LUGARD Constitution. Thereafter, we had the 1922 Sir CLIFFORD Constitution, and in 1946 came the Arthur Richard Constitution. In 1951, we had the Sir John MACPHERSON Constitution. In 1954, the LYTTLETON Constitution. In the 1960, we have the 1960 Independence Constitution. And the Sir Frederick Legal Constitution of 1914 was noted for amalgamating the colony of Lagos, the Southern Protectorate, and the Northern Protectorate. That is, before the constitution came, Nigeria was divided into. Nigeria was actually fragmented. Nigeria was not Nigeria as we know it today. All we had was Northern Protectorate, or we have a Southern Protectorate, and we have the colony of Lagos. But the constitution of Frederick Lugard made amalgamated the country using the instruments of the constitution. Now, after the 1914 constitution, we now had the 1922 Clifford Constitution. Yeah, there were a lot of weaknesses. There were a lot of weaknesses in the Federal Legal Constitution, which the Clifford Constitution tried to amend and to improve. The Constitution established the Legislative Council. It was a 46-member Legislative Council, and the members of the council were made up of the governor, the lieutenant governors, and representatives from the Lagos colony. It introduced the elective principle into Lagos and Calabar alone in the country. That is, those in Lagos and Calabar had the right to vote there and to elect their representatives. After the 1922 Constitution, we had the 1946 Arthur Richards Constitution, popularly known as the Richards Constitution. The Constitution was promulgated pursuant to the principle of respect for self-determination. And this principle came about after World War II. So after World War II, nations around the world and proponents around the world were pushing the self-determination agenda, and it was reflected in the 1946 Constitution. Thereafter, we had the 1951 Sir John MacPherson Constitution, popularly known as the MacPherson Constitution. The Constitution introduced the African elected majorities both at the central legislature and at the regional houses of assembly. And the Constitution, for the first time, established a federal system of government. Now, in 1954, we had the Littleton Constitution. The Littleton Constitution introduced unicameral legislature for the federal government and for the three regional governments. And the Constitution was popularly regarded as a transition instrument towards the independence of Nigeria in 1960. After the 1954 Constitution, now came the 1960 Independence Constitution. The Constitution provided for a parliamentary system of government. It provided for the office of the Prime Minister. It also recognized the British monarch as the head of state. The constitution recognized the Privy Council as the apex appellate court, which deny Nigerian dominion over its powers. And after the 1960 constitution, we now have the 1963 constitution, but we shall be stopping here for now. The next nation shall be about the post-independence constitution, and after which we'll be able to understand how we have come so far as to our constitution. Thank you for your time.